What do you think? A great spot to be doing some installation work in the van, and that's the great thing about this life, is that you could do work on your van anywhere you want. I chose this spot. It's off the side of the road. There's no houses anywhere. So today we're going to be installing a roof vent on the roof of my van. So it's probably going to get a little bit noisy there for about 10 minutes while I'm chopping a hole in my roof. And well, since I don't know the area, I just drove around until I found a spot that I'm like, yup, looks like a great place to make home for today. So we're going to be installing a Max Air roof vent today. The roof vent fan that I'm installing today is the Max Air 5100K. The reason why I chose this one is it's got the manual open lid. I didn't need the electronic opening one. It's more things to fuss with. And when you're living in like 65 square feet, if you can't reach back and open a fan, then you're lazy. So we're gonna put a hole in the roof. A little nervous about chopping a hole in the roof of my van. That's the truth. Last night when I was in the van, I went ahead and I chopped out the insulation that I have. So all I'm using for insulation is 2 half-inch layers of regular styrofoam. The styrofoam itself has a green layer on one side and a foil layer on the other side. This is from another piece. They got stuck together. But I am installing my roof vent fan right here. This was super easy to cut out and exposed exactly where I want to put it. The cut was actually perfect. It's just on the outside edge of either one of these ridges. My Ford van has the ridges in it. The newer vans now have a little flat spot in a lot of them where you install the roof vent on that flat spot, making it easy. And those spots are usually perfectly measured at 14 by 14, which is the size of an average fan. These older vans weren't that sophisticated. So anyway, I went through and cut this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill 4 holes in each corner and go upstairs and start cutting it all out. Everything in this video is being charged and recharged by the JACKERY Explorer 440. And once the roof fan is in and installed, I plan on running that fan and everything else in my house off of this exact battery right here. I've had the chance to play around with this battery for about a month now, and I'm finally at the point where I can tell you, this thing is a beast. All right. Fair warning before we start this video, I am horrible at tutorial videos, so this is not really going to be a how to install video. We're just going to get the job done. And see, look, I haven't even put the battery in yet. I'm one of those kind of people that when it comes to projects, my head gets busy in the project and I forget to film it until it's all said and done. So there's the warning. Pilot holes cut, and I know some of you are going to be like, yo, why didn't you do this from the top side? Well, because it was just easier, because I already knew where the hole was down here. So instead of remeasuring up and bottom, I just gonna drill it this way. Now I'm gonna go to the roof and start cutting that freaking hole. I have a file and everything I'm gonna need to get rid of all the sharp edges and stuff, so I think we're good. Oh snap, there's a giant hole in my roof. I had to make some alterations to this saw in order to get into the grooves, so I had to take that bottom thing off of it just so I could get it down into those grooves, because my saw blades weren't long enough. But you know what? The hole's cut. We got it done. Now the ultimate test. Booyah! Perfect fit. Okay, so now we got to clean up these edges. We got to clean up the edges, and we got to paint the edges so the edges don't rust, because that's exposed metal. But other than that, that's a job well done. Okay, we're not done yet, but close. I probably could have used just a little paintbrush. I honestly don't care. A little overspray isn't gonna kill nobody. So we're just gonna use some trim-clad rust paint. If spraying it doesn't work, I'm just gonna put it in here and then paintbrush it on. Oh, perfect. Well, did I not tell you I'm the worst at doing tutorial videos? I just finished screwing it all in and putting all that butyl tape all the way around it. Guys, if you want to learn how to install a roof vent, do what I did and just YouTube a video for it. I'm not one of those tech channels or channels where you're going to learn stuff like that from. Go find it. There's lots of them. It's the same fundamental basics across the board. So up top here, I've screwed in it all around the edges. The inside lip has been painted so it doesn't rust. I ran that gummy little butyl tape all the way around the edges and extra thick in the ridges just to fill in the gaps, and it looks like it's sealed up pretty damn good. The only thing left to do up there is to use this lap sealant. It's like a self-leveling muck. You pour it over everything, over all the screws and stuff, and it levels itself all the way out and fully seals that vent in. So we're gonna go up there and do that right now. I got stuff all over my hand and I really don't want to touch my tripod, but it's gooped around there. I'll show you what it's like when it all settles, but I'm getting this stuff on my tripod, so I gotta go back inside. I just finished jumping off the roof, and a lady was running, walks over the side of the van, and she starts chatting with me. She's like, "Can I ask you what you're doing?" She's like, "My husband drove by and was super curious and seen you on the roof of the van and wondered if I was doing photography." And I'm like, "No, I'm actually cutting a hole in the roof of my van." And we just started talking about cycling and running and just like life here on Salt Spring Island. What a great chat. So if you happen to found your way to my video, hey, how are you? It was so awesome meeting you and talking with you today. I could have literally made coffee and talked to her all day. It was just super great. We talked about poetry and her husband, and that was just awesome. So anyway, the lap sealant is on. It's all the way around. It looks like a mucky mess, but you know what? Hold on, let me turn my camera on. So there you go. The lap sealant is on all the way around, fully sealing off everything. And you know what? It looks pretty good. So we're gonna screw on the roof vent now and get this project completed. Look at that, baby. Okay, hold on. This is super hard to film because I don't want to knock my... Come on, man. I'm in the middle of the road. People like driving by and stuff. I just don't want to knock my phone off the van. That scares me. On the edges here, there's 4 simple little screws. I'm more excited about the place that we're doing this than actually putting in the roof vent itself. All right. Oh, did you hear the ducks? The ducks are... All right, one roof vent is officially installed. Plastic is off. It's on there, looks good. I'm gonna end up pulling those max air things off because I'm not here to pump and promote the max air. So maybe we'll write something weird on there. I don't know. Something. This is just the little beauty trim, so it comes super thick just in case you got a super thick roof, but that's all we need. I got the beauty ring installed up there. Now things are looking a little pretty. I have a newfound respect for those people that create tutorial videos on a daily basis on YouTube. This stuff is like, it's frustrating to focus on getting a task done like installing the roof vent, and while thinking about sharing everything that you're doing and recording it. I had a hard time today. Anyway, now that the fan is in, the hardest part now for a lot of people is like, Chrome, we got to power this thing now. So this is where it gets confusing for people. It's not confusing just to wire it up to a battery. It's the battery source that's confusing. I know when I first got into the van, you know, there's so much thoughts go in your head. You're like, well, lead acid battery, sealed battery, lithium ion, 55 amp hours or 105 amp hours or 80 amp hours. What do I need to run my house? It was too much to take on at the beginning. That's where I'm a major fan of these things. Your power inverter, a pure sine wave one at that, which is good on all your devices, including like your Apple laptops and stuff. But it's got everything you need right here, all built into one simple unit. And I think that this Explorer 440 can run an entire van. And that's what we're gonna do on it. But this is how easy it is to wire a fan. I've connected the positive and negative from the fan to the positive and negative on a cigarette lighter, and we're gonna plug this into the front of the 440. Power switch on, power switch on, boom! We now have power running to your fan, connected as simple as that. Right? So my plan in the van is this Explorer 440 is going to be mounted in a wall cabinet over here, because usually when I'm doing live streams and stuff, sorry for the wire, doing live streams and stuff, I'm always needing power on this side of my van. So that's where we're going to be putting that battery, and I plan on running the roof fan off of this and my LED light strips, which will be installed in my van pretty soon, off of this, plus charging my laptop and cell phone, you know, kind of showing that this 440 is beastie enough to power your entire van. So let's see what kind of power this fan is pulling. That thing's actually pulling a fairly good breeze right now, and on here it's letting me know it's running at 6 watts, 7 watts. Let's crank this baby up a bit. 15 watts. All right, that's at full crank. 34 watts, 33 watts at full crank. I don't see myself running it that high. Right there, it's got a nice sound to it. You can actually feel a pretty good breeze, you know, and not bad. We're pulling 7 watts. Let's see what it is on the lowest setting. All right, that's on the lowest setting. It's pulling less than 1 watt on the lowest setting, which is freaking impressive. That's insanity. So yeah, it's not showing anything because it's probably pulling just under 1 watt, which is freaking awesome. So if you were to leave that thing on in your van on a regular like that, that power source would last you a freaking long time. We all know that I've been fighting getting a roof vent since I very first started van life, because for the longest time there, I never really felt the need to add one to my van. And even at this point today, I'm still on the tippy side on if I really need a roof vent here in my climate in Canada. But I do understand that 80% of my subscribers are from the US, and you guys get some crazy hot summers, making roof vents primarily mandatory where you're living. So shortly after, Jackery sent me this 440, and it's huge. It's a powerhouse. I started talking with them, and I'm like, guys, if you really want to show the world that this thing can power your whole van, then we need to get a roof vent and power it all off of this huge beast. So that's what we did. So 2 things are going to happen out of this. One thing, you're going to see that this battery is a powerhouse, and it's pretty much everything you're gonna need living in a van. And 2, we're gonna find out how much of a difference a roof vent makes when living in a van, especially here in my climate where we don't get long dragged out summers. And does that make sense? I know your climate is way different than mine. So this experiment is here for me, it's here for you, but it's also to show you that this thing, oh, just turn on the flashlight. This thing is beastie enough to power your whole home, and no headache, no fuss. I know these battery packs aren't for everybody. I do understand that there's a large sum of van dwellers out there who are into big battery banks, big solar things on the roof. I understand that. But this is not going to be for that type of person. This is for somebody who likes to keep things super simple, super easy, wants all the power they need without all the crazy wiring. That's it. You can charge this thing off of your cigarette lighter in your van while you drive. Or you can buy the solar panel that belongs to this one and power it off of solar if you really needed to. This thing's got lots of options. And right now, I'm pretty pumped that my fan is actually blowing on the back of my neck, and it's barely even pulling a watt, which is freaking awesome. All right, you guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you're interested in this battery, the links to this one are down in the description of this video, and a discount code as well too, which brings this down to $3.99 on Amazon in the US. Sorry, Canadians, this does not ship to Canada. It's US only. I've had a lot of people message me about that, but yeah, USA only, you guys. All right, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll let you guys know the experiment we're doing with the roof vent to see if it all works out great, if it's a game changer in the van or not. But peace out, everybody, and I'll see you guys freaking tomorrow. Don't forget to check these things out.